Hello, welcome back, everyone. Today's presentation is the second quarter 2024 Florida update. It's important for us to give you a Florida update. Our team, my co-presenter is Mr. Jim Shields, our partner in Florida Turnkey Rental Capital Markets built-to-rent scenario. And before I'll have Jim present for the next 15 minutes or so, from my perspective, here's my take on what's going on. Florida, everyone knows, is the fastest growing state for a very good reason. It's been consistent with the job and population growth, with the migration, especially. I know the migration has slowed down a bit from the pandemic, massive migration of people coming to Florida from all over the US and from overseas. We can cover that. It's very hard to cash flow because of skyrocketing home prices throughout the US, especially during the pandemic. There are very few places you can cash flow with 25% down payment. Florida is one of the very few remaining locations where investors can cash flow, especially with the incentive that are provided to you guys, the builder rate buy down, some additional amenities. I want to be very clear with you guys, my members and the YouTube channel, the subscribers as well. We don't know how much longer this growth is going to happen. We don't know how much longer we can still have cash flow in Florida. The numerous locations that my partner, Jim Shells, and his company presenting is very unique. It's very unique in a way that the location that we're presenting is really the secondary sub-markets where the entry-level homes are still very affordable. You know how hard it is for builders anywhere in the country are able to build entry-level affordable prices where investors can cash flow. Entry-level homes, especially new builds in the strategic locations in Florida, which Southern Impression homes have a stamp in the market, is a very competitive entry-level homes price, very competitive because our investors from out of state, California mainly, are competing against Wall Street, the hedge funds, institutions. We're competing against foreign investors who come to buy homes in Florida because it's a safe haven for foreigners. We're competing against fellow real investors from California, the West Coast, from New York, tri-state area, and of course, fellow turnkey investors from my group. We are competing against so many people, and we all know nationwide we have the least amount of supply of homes available on historical basis, and a pent-up demand is extremely high, even though the mortgage rate is hovering around 6.95% right now. Even with the elevated mortgage rate, investors are very, very unique and they buy in a good asset class, 1 to 4 units in a very high growth area for cash flow and appreciation. There's so much to cover, but I leave it at that. And right now, the remaining sub-market path of growth, I don't know how much it's going to last. We're still getting cash flow. The numbers still good. Working with a partner, which provides amazing, great locations, great tenants. Rental market is still very strong in all the markets we're presenting. This is the final frontier, the way I look at it. What I mean by that final frontier, this is the last remaining sub-market where you can still cash from in Florida, because Florida are projected to grow consistently for years and years to come.
Thanks, Seewing. It's great to be here. My name is Jim Shields. I'm a partner with Southern Impression Homes. We are a builder that focuses with working with investors for investment purposes, single family duplex and quads. It's a family business. Part of our business was acquired last year by Brightland Homes. They're owned by Sumitomo. Sumitomo is a 330 plus year old company. They build 17,000 homes worldwide annually, which has given us all sorts of abilities to build better, build at better pricing, at better systems. And that obviously translates down to you. We're in a very interesting part of the market where a lot of builders can't even get financing from banks. We have zero bank debt, which is a very good position to be in. And we're on a green light to build as much as we want in Florida. Our sweet spot, was being said by Seewing before, is residential, single family duplexes and quads. These are in high demand in better areas. They hold their value good in the tough times and appreciate well in the good times. And we've seen that from the proof of our product. $250,000 5 years ago. If you had invested that in the S&P 500, you would have made a good return of 10.49%. Standard, very good return. If you had invested in a real estate fund, let's say you didn't want to be involved with owning your own property or invest in some sort of fund or syndication for real estate, if it was a good one, the average you would have made was about 13.5% annually on your money. which is great as well. However, seeing the power of ownership, of owning your own rental portfolio, if you had invested $250,000 5 years ago into our build to rent program in Jacksonville, Florida, you would have earned over 69% year over year on your money. And that is our actual stats. So this is why I love home ownership. It is by owning my own rental properties that made me create my first million and go on from there. We work in our industry of real estate investing. There are really three levels. I think it's shaped like a triangle. At that base level, there's the effective level. And this is where you're going out into your own market, finding your own realtors, looking for your own properties, researching the areas, finding your own contractors, maybe managing your own properties. This is a great way to get started. This is how I got started. You might have the time. You love to be hands-on. It can be a great way as long as you have the time to do it. At the second level, there's the enhanced level. These are the people that don't want to have any involvement. They want to be exposed to real estate, but they're not wanting to be in the trenches. So these people are normally writing a check and they're investing in funds or syndications or REITs. And that's what they feel is best. And they'll sacrifice the growth just for a solid return and no involvement. And then at the top level, it's the engaged level. These are the people that are looking to have the ownership, but not be in the trenches. They don't want to find the markets on their own. They don't want to find the contractors on their own. They don't want to have the financing provided, the management provided, all those pieces. So they're still owning property, but having a lot less time involvement. And those are the people we work with in our new construction full service model. Right now, to get a portfolio started with us, you need about $80,000 to start. We do work with wealthy and ultra wealthy clients. So this is not a no money down quick fix. The clients that we work with, you do need a minimum of $80,000 to start investing with us. Right now, we have over $700 million under asset management. It produces over $46 million in annual recurring revenue for our clients. We've created almost $170 million in equity for our investors. We currently have over 925 investors, and that grows weekly. We've produced over 8,000 units. It houses almost 9,000 people and more. We have 120 people on our team making this happen here in Florida. And right now we own over 5,000 lots in Florida that we plan to build out in our sweet spot of single family duplexes and quads. And our program, our build to rent program, has impacted over 375,000 families, which we're very proud of. A couple of things to be aware of. We are always looking to what constitutes a growth area. I don't depend on appreciation, but I do my best to get in its way. And these 5 factors are normally what indicate or detect the chance of appreciation. That's economic growth, population growth, affordability. But if the market is not affordable, normally you're not going to have cash flow. And also, if it's overpriced, that's a little bit of a difficult spot to get into to find more appreciation. So we try to go to areas we feel are undervalued, where the affordability index is good. That's where the average family income per household could buy the average priced home in the area. It's called the affordability index, something you always want to watch for. And so this is a key component for the markets we go into. Also, desirability. Do people want to live there? What's the draw? Why are they coming there? And as builders, healthy supply and demand. We want to be going into areas where there's a shortage on housing, not an oversupply, so we can build that shortage. And Florida right now has all 5 of those in the markets that we're in, has that economic growth, that population growth, good affordability indexes, desirability, why people want to come there. And the supply and demand is in our favor as builders where there is not enough housing. And where do we build? This is something Seewing and I have talked a lot about when we met years ago. You'll notice when you look at the areas we focus on, you're not going to see Miami. You're not going to see Orlando. You're not going to see Tampa. For a lot of my West Coast friends, they said, gosh, I thought that's all there was in Florida. And those are great markets for certain things, but not for that affordability index. Our job is to find the markets with a lower buy-in, which is safer for you, also ups the odds for appreciation, especially when there's those 5 factors, and also can have cash flow. And we can build in high growth areas like these ones listed, and we can also get you in a better buy-in and cash flow it off the bat. We don't want to put you in a negative cash flow position off the bat when we can put you in a positive one in these markets that are better priced and have these factors occurring around them that we feel are going to grow in not only rental growth, but also value. Another thing that's important to know too with Florida, which Seewing and I always talk about, a lot of Florida is not buildable. You hear about the jokes. Oh, sell you some swampland in Florida. You can't build there. And a lot of land is unbuildable in Florida, which helps with that old supply and demand. Definitely in the favor of the areas that are growing now that have this buildable land still that we're focusing on. Another thing besides our new construction model that has really separated us from a lot of the other options out there is our in-house financing program. If you walk in off the street and try to buy a duplex, let's say, your lender might quote you over 7% on the interest rate. Right now, we're locking our people in on average about 4.75. And that's because with our new positioning, which I explained to you, with Sumitomo having zero bank debt, we are able to pre-buy money. We're buying mortgages to be able to supply them to our clients who are buying our new construction homes. And that's how we're able to buy it in large chunks to get the pricing of money down for you. If you tried to get these rates with your own mortgage lender, you're probably going to pay 10 points and 10 points or more. And that's 10% of the actual loan. That's very expensive. We try to absorb that for you to get you at the low rates, which also help with cash flow. Again, a lot of the experts out there say, we don't have a real estate problem right now. We have an interest rate problem. We try to solve that head on. And that first program, that's a 30-year amortization, 10-year fixed. If you're not comfortable with a 10-year fixed, that's fine. For about a half a point more, you can have the 30-year fixed for 5.25. But again, a lot of the clients that we've worked with, Seewing and other people, they love this interest rate. It gets them in. And not only with the interest rate, but as you can see, our incentive programs offer 2 years of free property management. This goes to your bottom line to get better cash flow and allows you to really accelerate. We've all learned, if you've built a rental portfolio before, those first few years of planting the seeds to get things off on the right foot, to stabilize and move in the right direction are key. By doing that, that's what really set me on my track to wealth. So by providing this free property management and the better rates, we're giving an unfair jumpstart to all of our clients. One of the things we're most proud of too is we just had a best-selling book come out called The Passive Income Playbook. This is about me and my wife's journey through real estate the last 25 years, along with stories of my building partner. Many of our clients have case studies in this book, and it really lays out our playbook for creating and designing wealth through the build-to-rent niche. And most of our people have these common themes. They want to buy back their time. They don't want to have to use more of their time or create a second or third job to go into real estate. They also want to have more time with their family. When I talk to hundreds of investors, they say, I want to have something set aside, producing something so I can do the things I wasn't able to do as a child. All the things I want to be able to do with my family, I want to have the space to do them and also the financial resource. And that's what real estate has done for me and many other families we work with. We'll get you a free copy of these books, both about real estate, business, and family, so that you can learn more about our company, our history, our principles, our fundamentals, case studies. And this could be a great start to understand who we are and possibly work together. Now, we're not a great fit for everybody because some people might say, I don't feel comfortable owning real estate, or I want to do my own real estate deals and get in the trenches. Again, we work with people at that top of the triangle I showed you before who are looking to be hands-off, but also want direct property ownership and do it in an area like Florida where there's poised for more growth. And probably most importantly, very friendly landlord laws. So Seewing, did I get to cover quite a good base right there? Or is there anything I missed?
Here's my takeaway from this, Jim, and my numbers. You can make the argument that the best real estate asset class has to be 1 to 4 units because you qualify for 30-year fixed rate residential investing, Fannie Mae lending guideline. On top of that, getting some great incentive with the buyer rate buy down, as we discussed. Furthermore, I know there's a lot of ways to invest in real estate. This 1 to 4 unit asset class, especially new construction. We all focus on the first year cash flow, first year projection, but a rental property is a multi-dimensional asset class. It's the most tax-favored asset class in the history of the world because you get paid 4 different ways. You can get paid by cash flow, appreciation, potential, tax benefit, rental rate increases, and the tenant going to pay down your debt. They can pay down your 30-year fixed rate loan. In the future, your property will be fully paid off and you have more equity on top of that. When you buy new construction, as opposed to older properties in other markets, yes, people buy in other markets, very cheap properties in the Midwest somewhere, they get a better cash flow, but people fail to recognize that the next 1 to 5 years, when you see the returns, when you buy new construction with the warranties on top of that available to you, think about it. You're getting a good tenant in these markets that Jim and his company are presenting. They are very robust, fast growing market. The tenant or A minus B plus class tenants. Furthermore, these tenants will most likely can rent your property way beyond more than 1 year, 1 to 3 or to 4 years at a time in many cases. And most important of all, finding new construction, the maintenance cost, the upkeep cost is very minimal. That's the value behind a new construction. So you can, with lower maintenance, lower upkeep, and lower vacancies for years to come, your return gonna really quadruple, whatever, it's a multiplier. One more thing, some other real estate gurus over the years, they said, oh, you need to buy as a risk investor, if you want to achieve financial freedom, you need to buy 20, 30 doors, DORS. I don't look at doors. When you buy this property, new builds from Jim and his company, you buy amazing income producing assets, great high quality property in best locations. I don't like to call it doors. Yeah, it is a door the more you buy, but you're buying a single family home new build through your company, anywhere from single family 250 to the low 300s, a duplex like around 400K, and a quad fourplex in Jacksonville for 800K. You don't need to buy 30 of these houses. You don't need to buy 30 to 50 doors. It's just ridiculous. Okay. It's very overhyped by other real estate gurus that try to promote buying doors. Just ridiculous. All you need like 3 or 4 of these. That's it. You are a small and mighty investor. I know, like Jim said, you need at least 80 grand cash to finance these kind of properties. But like I said, 3 or 4 of these should set you up for good retirement. Can you replace your W-2 income by buying 3 or 4 or 5 of these in the next few years? Probably not, but it'll supplement your retirement quite well, especially if you hold it long term, 10, 15 years, or even forever. Understand the value of this real estate asset class, new construction. It'll hold your wealth for a long time, and especially when you have a great property management team. By the way, one of my new construction property I bought in Ocala about a year ago, I'm using your property management company to manage my property right now as we speak. And your property management company, Suncoast Property Management, the portal you set up for me is so easy. I can communicate on my portal with your team, with your property management staff. I get a online secure login password update. I can check all the activities within my property. It's not 100% passive, but it's almost 100% passive. And you own this kind of great new construction asset class over time, long term, with very minimal time out of your day. Like Jim said, you live life of your own terms, you and your family. And you guys travel a lot, you have a lot of freedom. We all can do that, right? If you take action, buy several of these great new asset class, that's my motivation. This portfolio acquisition through this new build to rent portfolio will set you up for a great financial future. That's my takeaway. I got so much more to say, but I don't want to go overboard. So, Jim, what is your final thoughts? I'm going crazy. I love your market so well. It's just the future is so bright. I know Florida very well. I invested in Florida, new builds for more than 20 years. So I've been there doing that, and I'm still doing that. Amazing. Florida is the top real estate investment market. But like I said, we don't know how much longer we can cash flow because the prices all over the sub-markets that you guys are presenting, 9 or 10 locations, it's going to go up. The rent is going to go up. I mean, this is a renter's nation. This is the most historic, the most robust renter's nation ever, because you have plenty of renters for the foreseeable future, as we know, because throughout the U.S. right now, the home affordability situation is a dire strait. A lot of people cannot afford to buy anymore, so they have to enter the rental pool, and that's where we come in as an almost passive landlord. So you can put your portfolio in a cash flow and appreciation market for foreseeable future, the easy of management. So, Jim, what final takeaway do we have?
I think you said it all, Seewing. If you're looking to build a portfolio, I always encourage everyone getting in. They say 25 years experience. What would you do differently? What advice do you get? I'd say I would own less property of better quality. That's it. Because you can build slowly and steady, a solid portfolio. I own a lot less properties than I did 15 years ago. but I have more equity and more cash flow than I've ever had. So what does that tell you? It's not about the numbers. I'm very strict on quality now. That's why we don't rehab old homes anymore. We focus on new construction because it's better for everyone involved. If you think that direct property ownership and owning rental property, which 8 out of 10 millionaires in the US have made their money this way, owning property. If you think it's for you, let's see if we're a fit. You can do a free discovery call with our property counselors, get to see what our options are and see if we're a fit. And if we're not, we can try to put you in another direction that might be helpful. But we have been able to work with a number of people in Seewing's community, and it's been great. Hopefully there's been some ahas and some good learning from this. We look forward to continuing to work with you and to dig deeper into the Florida market. And if it seems like a fit, we look forward to having you.
Likewise, thank you. You guys been great. This is Seewing Yee from the University Network. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Take care.